Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of For Wide With Declan. As always, we will discuss NASCAR related topics, so let's get right into it. Our first topic is Bubba Wallace signs a multi year contract extension with 23XI Racing. So, Bubba Wallace, current driver of the number 23 for 23XI Racing in the NASCAR Cup Series. He signed a multi-year contract. He made the playoffs last year. He has 2 career wins. Made the playoffs last year, but missed the playoffs this year. Missed the playoffs this year. But he has signed. But his performance has brought him to sign a multi-year contract extension with his team, 23XI Racing, and he is the original driver, the first full-time driver that 23XI Racing ever had. He's been with the team the entire time that they've been a team. So Bubba Wallace signs a multi-year contract extension with 23XI Racing. All right, our next topic is Nick Sanchez signs in the NASCAR Xfinity Series with Big Machine Racing. So it was announced last week that Parker Kligerman will not return to the Big Machine Racing number 48 seat in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Instead, it'll be Truck Series hotshot in 2022 ARCA Menard Series champion Nick Sanchez filling that 48 car, that does make sense because Nick made select starts towards the end of the year in 2022 during his championship ARCA campaign for Big Machine Racing. And Parker Kligerman states that he's done with full-time racing in NASCAR. So I wonder what he'll be doing next. But Nick Sanchez, I believe he'll make the playoffs and get a couple wins. The guy that finished runner-up to him in ARCA in 2022 is also going full-time Xfinity racing. That is Daniel Dye, but in the Colleague Racing number 10 machine. Nick Sanchez, I have him making the playoffs, getting at least a win. And he's going to have a successful campaign, but just pretty much kind of the same of what Parker's been doing. And our final topic is the playoffs. Elimination week for the NASCAR Cup Series. At the end of Saturday night's Bristol night race, the end of Saturday night's 500-lap race out at the Bristol Motor Speedway, 4 drivers will have their championship hopes dashed. And the 4 drivers that currently sit below the cut line are Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, I believe Martin Truex, and Harrison Burton. Harrison Burton cut a tire late at Watkins Glen, finds himself 16th. Chase Briscoe, who was below the cut line coming into Watkins Glen, had a monstrous performance there, finished 6th, now finds himself above the cut line. Brad Keselowski hasn't done good in the playoffs this year. William Byron got on top of him pretty much and drove straight into his door. And Denny Hamlin has also had a disappointing playoffs. Had a slow car at Atlanta, just rode in the back all day and still got caught up in the last lap crash. And Martin Truex has been the other Joe Gibbs driver that has had a rough playoffs. It all started with that crash at Darlington in the Southern 500. Then he crashed out at Atlanta and then crashed late, but still finished at Watkins Glen. I get it, he won a stage, but he's still below the cut line. So Joey Logano is the only driver that has punched his ticket with Chris Buescher's upset playoff win. Chris Buescher, as a non-playoff driver, wins at Watkins Glen. That doesn't do anything for the playoff standings. And now your picks. Now this is Denny Hamlin. I have a feeling he's just prepping for Bristol, because this is the one race. He's got to have a good run here. If he doesn't, he will not be making the round of 12. And then Ryan Blaney, who had an early exit at Watkins Glen, he's still pretty far above the cut line. I still have him making the round of 12. The four I have not making the round of 12 are Brad Keselowski, Harrison Burton, Daniel Suarez, and Chase Briscoe. And now your long shot of the week, brought to you by Original Big Shot Bobs. We have Josh Berry. This guy is a machine on short tracks and finished. Yeah, Josh Berry, he had a good run going in the spring until he cut a tire and finished outside the top 10, I believe. And then that's that. And that does it for this week on 4 Wide with Declan. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and bye for now.